Hello, I'm Samantha, and I'm a graduate of the Rise Discipleship Women's Home. My life before I came to the home was out of control. I was lonely and lost myself. I lived right down the street from the bar, and so it was a continually party. I thought everybody did drugs. I thought everybody partied. I thought it was a normal thing. As a single mom, she worked 2 jobs. One was at my grandpa's bar as a bartender, as a manager. The party continued afterwards at the house. It was normal to catch a head change. It was normal to get on a different level. I had started smoking weed as quality time spending with my sister at 12. I quickly got into cocaine and Cheetos, just kind of using crack with my stepdad. It came a point to where when everybody got locked up, so I didn't know how to sell drugs. Everybody got locked up, and he would just give me drugs to keep money in my pocket. I literally would you owed me whatever amount was on the scale. And trying to prove myself, I would do the most: pills, weed, meth. But I wanted to be different. I didn't want to smoke meth, so I would snort it. I started snorting it and at 17. And then just started using. Became a functioning addict. I had a whole home without my children. I was lonely and didn't know how to stop the cycle of feeding the flesh. The things I struggled with the most was my pride. I was prideful in my drug use. I had been using drugs since I was 12 years old. I started off with marijuana, drinking. Quit drinking because I got tired of waking up and not knowing who I fought the night before or what happened. Kind of mess I made. Just one substance after another, and literally was a functioning addict. Even though I held a job down for 8 years and had my family, kept up with the schedule, completed a 10 years probation sentence, I had no real joy or peace. There's many lies that were spoke over me that I knowingly came in agreement with, not being worthy, not being strong enough. I would always try to prove myself just to match up to my brothers. I knew of God. I just never had this personal relationship that I do now. So basically, being raised Catholic, First Communion, First Confirmation, the Rosary, these things, like I didn't know what it meant to be a daughter of God. I didn't know what it meant to be in the kingdom. His love, like, it just basically was something. It was something that you did. Service was stand up, kneel down, stand up, kneel down. So my breaking point before coming to the home was I lost all trust in my children's life. I was coming and going, and I had a whole home without them for almost a year. And then it turned into 2 years being without them. And so I literally was like, as long as I put them in front of me, everything will be okay. My 15-year-old had a talk with me, and she's like, Mom, you're hurting Mary. You can't just keep on coming and going. And I was, you're giving up on me? And so literally, the longer I was without my children, the more my day consisted of motherly things. 2 years went by so fast, and my breaking point was not having their respect, their love. So I was seeking treatment, and I ended up at the Serenity House. Okay, y'all want me to go to rehab? I'm going to rehab. And I ended up at the Serenity House. But when I was waiting to come in, the lady came out with Paula on the phone. She's like, go try this place out. And I was like, no, I'm barely trying to do 30 days. I'm not going to do a year. And she's like, go try it out, and if it doesn't work, you can come back. And so I stood there waiting for the girls to pick me up. I was like, I'm not going nowhere. My breakthrough was like not doing what I wanted to do anymore. It wasn't about me anymore. If I didn't change nothing, I was afraid of losing my mind, not having a sound mind. I was seeing things. I was tripped out. I grabbed my hair and just chopped it off, grabbed it at the back of my neck and just chopped it off. Like, I literally couldn't focus. Literally just had all these thoughts in my mind. I was counted out. Like, my family was just waiting for a phone call that they found me somewhere. what made me say yes to come to the Rise Discipleship home. Literally, Holy Spirit. When I look back, I see Holy Spirit guided me here. I was in county for a little over a month before coming to the home, and I received my first Bible. And there I started building the foundation of my relationship with the Lord. I all of a sudden came up on court dockets and was granted time served. And so walking out of Ensign County Jail, because my car had been towed and my people were in San Antonio, I just took off walking and ended up crossing paths with the brothers that day, and they gave me a flyer. And from that flyer, I kept going, I kept going, and I remember sitting down and looking for my phone, and then they came back again, and I was like, well, so tell me about y'all's program. Can I go now? Like, I need help. I need treatment. And they're like, you need to call the women's part and have the women's pick you up. And so I ended up in Abilene and started using right away as soon as I touched down. It was about 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I called Serenity House, and I was like, I'm walking over there right now. I need help. And they're like, no, wait till the morning. I'm like, no, if I don't go now, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. And so I waited. I ended up walking from one place to another at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, what are you doing, Samantha? With my knife out and my flashlight, like, what are you doing? Here you are again, alone in the dark. And so that morning, I ended up at the Serenity House, and like I said, the lady came out with Miss Paula on the phone. And so I waited for them, and they picked me up, and once I came through them doors, like, the Holy Spirit sealed me up, opened my eyes. My first day at the home, I did the intake, and I remember they were like, shower, you can rest. And I was like, I don't need a rest. I just got done doing 30 days county time. I'm good. But I didn't realize how spiritually tired I was, how mentally tired I was, and ended up sleeping like 3 days before joining class, before joining prayer. When I got to the home, I believed in change. I believed that me not doing what I wanted to do would change. Rise Discipleship Women's Home gave me a sense of belonging, gave me a sense of peace, to trust God, to trust the God and people. So I've gained the tools that help me grow the most is praise and worship. No matter how I feel, to always have something to praise about, taking everything to the Lord, habits of just steady conversation with Him, even if it's throwing a fit. My prayer life, the habit of being vulnerable and transparent has helped me grow, so I don't harbor things, conflict, concerns, worries, has helped me grow. The moment that I felt God break through to me, I literally felt like a supernatural strength in my whole body. Like I felt like my whole veins glue, and I was like telling Claudia, I was tripped out because it was a high that I never felt before. I was on Discipline. I think it was my second season, and I literally couldn't understand why it was so hard to sit in a chair and just be in front of my work. And it was just hard sitting in that chair, and I could picture myself like, this is dumb. No, man. And I literally pictured myself leaving, walking out the door, and that same thought, I was like, no, Samantha, get back up in that house. You cannot do what you want to do anymore. And we went to pray out, and I dropped to my knees, and I literally just shook my whole body, like my flesh, denying flesh. The Lord helped me and changed the desires of my heart. There was this one time on a fundraiser, so I started spilling to a lady, and she prayed for deliverance over my shame and my guilt, and I didn't know that I was carrying so much, because prior to coming to the home, I left the stove on and burned my mom's house down. It was an accident, and as much as I wanted to rebuild it, and just how do I burn our home base of 2 decades, my family? But after that prayer, God blessed me with the revelation that it wasn't just a mess, that I freed my family, I freed my people from decades of association of people coming to the home, asking for drugs, knocking on our door. And I'd be dumb if I wasn't holding a sack, you know. So I literally broke chains. God knew that I needed more than the 12 steps to free from my shame, my guilt, my anxiety. Like, it wasn't the addiction. It was the stronghold behind the addiction. And so God knew I needed Jesus in my life. Holy Spirit directed me to this home to receive the healing, the supernatural healing, mentally, emotional, spiritual, physical healing that only He could provide. And I do believe that through great sorrow, I now have great joy. The way I think about myself, I feel I have purpose in my day, that I feel like I have a love that nothing or nobody could take from me. I feel like I respond differently in life because I'm more spirit-led. I take a second just to allow me to process. Don't just like jump fleshly and try not to do anything on my own understanding. So every day I wake up, invite the Holy Spirit, so I understand that this is not against flesh and blood. I think differently. I'm not so paranoid. I can actually trust the people I have around me. It's helped me in my daily life to stay under authority. Like I said, I got tired of doing what I wanted to do. It took me to a different direction, and it's actually taken God out of the box. And now I see a life for myself that I couldn't even imagine. I was so close-minded to the things of the world. I was so close-minded to the block, the boys, the bar, that I couldn't see past my own block. Now I see things differently. Like, there's actually a life, like traveling, life of abundance, life of not even the worldly success, but actually be able to have peace in times of trouble, to actually have peace and joy in times of confusion, like, and being able to trust the Holy Spirit goes before me. I am excited that the Lord chose me to go to Austin and to reach His people, to help save them, to be His hands and His feet in this kingdom. I'm excited to plant the Rise campus in Austin, Texas. I see God using my story, reaching the people where they're at, and rising above. This is the first time I've been sober since I was 12 years old. So thank you. This Rise Discipleship Women's Home is a safe refuge in God's presence to help me grow and heal, and to become the mighty woman of God that He created me to be. And thank you for anybody that's sown a seed into this ministry. Bless you, seen and unseen.
If this story resonated with you, if you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, alcoholism, or bondage of any kind, please know there is hope. You're not alone. Our intake number is listed in the description below. Don't hesitate to reach out. Freedom is just one phone call away. And if you'd like to be a part of our transforming lives, just like this one you saw today, there's also a link to give. A recurring gift of just $50 a month helps us continue offering a safe place for healing, discipleship, and restoration. Thank you for partnering with us to bring hope to the hopeless and light to the darkness. Have a blessed day.